Before we get started today, big thanks goes out to XP Pen for sending me their Innovator 16. Thanks again for sending this product out to me. So for the last 5 months, I've been using this product off and on. Let's start off with just getting set up on the thing. It's very simple. The device comes with a charger as well as this fancy type of cable. If you've watched any other reviews on this tablet, this should look, about what you'd expect for the cables. And if you haven't, I'll just explain real quick here. So this red connection, as you can see by the sticker right here, you connect this to a power adapter. This black one goes into your computer. This HDMI port plugs into your computer. And this USB-C port plugs into the tablet. That's the only connection that goes into the tablet. The rest go into either your computer or a power supply. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to be using my Yoga 6. This is a laptop with only USB-C ports, so it makes connecting to the tablet a little bit more troublesome, but I'll show you how to get around that. If you've got one of these USB-C to HDMI USB type adapters, that'll work pretty much perfectly. Plug both the appropriate cables into the adapter, and now all that's left is picking up our lovely tablet here. You can see it's very thin, actually. When I received this, I was quite surprised with how thin it was. It's got a nice aluminum construction, so I wouldn't be worried about breaking this thing at all. But yeah, so here's the connection here. You just push this in. I usually go like this when I connect it. There we go. See, the light comes on immediately. And the screen's on. Press power, and we'll just get this all up and running. You can see here the screen is currently working. We've got this all plugged into the adapter. Cables are down there. And one comment just right before we get set up. This is kind of a mess. I mean, we have this cable here. I've got an adapter over here that's off screen now with like 2 cables plugged into it, and it's connected to power down here. It would have been nice to see USB-C and also some sort of USB PD to keep this little laptop over here charged. But nevertheless, we're going to be just showing off the tablet today. The ghosting you're seeing here is just an artifact of my camera. It's not the display itself, so don't worry about that being a problem. But yeah, let's get started off here. We're going to load up Chrome. We're going to search for XP Pen drivers, XP Pen Innovator 16 drivers. Just go to the website here. Go to the drivers for your relevant operating system. I'm using Windows 10. And then we'll run the installer. Hit I agree. And we'll just hit install. This is a one-time install process, and it'll install all of the apps you need for your XP Pen tablet. We'll just press complete here. Alright, we'll go back over here, and you can see the tablet is recognized. You can see that the screen moves when I do that. It's clearly picking up the stylus moving it when I move the pen. So all is good there. So setup is pretty simple. Not a whole lot of fuss there. Just get it up and running and it's good to go. So as you can see, if I just move my fingers on the screen, this is not touch sensitive. So if you like using your fingers at all on your tablet, just keep in mind that you absolutely cannot do that on this one. We'll take a look at the settings here. I'm going to split these displays so it'll be a little easier to see exactly what's going on. Both are running at 1080p, so this is a 1080p screen. And the exact specs of that, I don't have exact personal measurements, but according to measurements I've seen, we've got like 125% sRGB and about 88% NTSC coverage. I haven't been able to get my color calibrator to work properly, but I will be updating the video here in the coming days if I'm able to get that to work, as I've had a bit of trouble with just the software mainly. To test the tablet, I'll be using Microsoft Paint. This software doesn't do any real smoothing or filtering to the pen input because it just takes direct mouse inputs. So we'll get a general idea of how accurate it is by using this software. So we're going to draw some straight lines here using a straight edge, and we'll see how these come out. Alright, so you can see the lines drawn right there. They are fairly straight. I mean, they look pretty much like I'd drawn them with software on the computer itself, which is pretty impressive just given that I'm going off a cardboard straight edge here. It's just a pen. It's just an SSD box. So I'd say that that's pretty accurate. We can try also drawing some circles over here with just a little reference circle, a little cup here. And all of these errors you're seeing in the circle are pretty much just me screwing up while drawing it. I'll try it again. Yeah, so you can see we were able to make basically a perfect circle here. No problem whatsoever with the pen input tracking or anything like that. Let's see if this seems very quick when it's responding to the pen's input. So you can see that little bit of lag when I'm moving my stylus. It's basically from like here to here. You can see that lag. It's like I'm dragging the line and then there's a gap. If I drag faster, there's more of a gap. It's just a little bit of a delay. It's not at all what I would say is unacceptable. It's actually quite good. So I'm just going to show off the tilt feature here. I'm using a brush in Krita to show off the tilt feature. And you'll be able to see that as you tilt the stylus around, it does draw differently on the screen. The screen being used here is obviously pretty good. Good color in general on the thing. We'll go back to the desktop for a moment. You can see there's pretty clear definition between the colors, even in this pretty low quality background. And of course, you know, the measurements don't lie and the measurements are pretty good on this panel. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty quality drawing tablet for that reason. All 8 of these buttons along the side can be configured. This is not a button, this is just the part of the wheel. So that wheel here has a number of options. You can configure which ones they are in the XP Pen software. But pressing this box here, you can see there's a little prompt at the bottom that shows you what that will do. It'll zoom, scroll, brush size, or rotate out of the box. And I'll switch that over to zoom first. So you can see, you know, this adjusts the zoom of the website pretty easily. It's very easy to do with a finger. There's no like resistance really. It's just a fast, you can flick it even. And it'll move for a little bit after you're done. So yeah, I've had the Innovator 16 for about 5 months now. You can see here it appears there's some bubbles underneath my matte layer here. And I contacted XP Pen about this, and they did let me know that this is a removable layer. You can buy a replacement one from their online stores, so if you run into this issue, you can remove this layer. Fortunately for me, this is just on the outside bezel, so it's not a huge issue. But, you know, if it was on your screen and you ran into that issue, it could be quite unfortunate, so you would have to get a new matte protective layer if you were looking to resolve that. Another thing I'm not super thrilled with is the stand it comes with. You can see that right here. It has very limited angles you can tilt the tablet to. The angles it allows you to tilt the tablet to are very limited, and it's just kind of cumbersome. And if you push on the tablet at all, it is quite easy to push this whole stand over. So that's kind of a shame. But, you know, if you do have an existing stand, there probably won't be any issue with it. So overall, I'm a pretty big fan of the Innovator 16. It's a pretty solid tablet for pretty much anything you might need to use it for. You know, of course, I've noted that I've used it a lot for diagramming and stuff when I do programming. If you're looking for an artist's opinions on the thing, I'd recommend checking out some other videos online. But if this was enough for you to pick this up, I mean, it would make an excellent external monitor if you're not even looking for an art use. Maybe occasionally just want to use a stylus to take some notes. Pretty solid offering. Cable's a little bit meh, and of course the protective layer, but nevertheless, I would recommend this thing. It is $500, of course, so you are paying for a premium product, and this is absolutely that. You know, it's got the nice metal construction. The whole back of the thing is metal. It's all very sturdy, and I was impressed when I took it out of the box. It's just a lovely tablet. I will have a link to that in the description, Amazon and XP Pen's own store. Thanks again to XP Pen for sending me this tablet. I also have another tablet I'll check out on the channel by the end of the week, which is the Artist 24 Pro. It's a QHD 23.8-inch graphics tablet from XP Pen, and the thing is pretty huge and frankly pretty impressive. So I will be talking about that a bit more too by the end of the week, so stay tuned for that. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys later.